This is a video that I've wanted to do for quite some time now, and it's been a while since I've done a video on this particular game series, and it's been under the radar for a while, so I thought that I would just take this time to talk about my thoughts on this. Are they going to make this or not? Keep in mind, people, that these are just my opinions on the matter. It's just general discussion, so don't take anything in this video as fact. Don't go out to the forums and say, oh my god, this is announced, this is announced, this is announced because he said so. It's just general nerd talk. So what's up, guys? NGS back again for another video, and today what I wanted to talk about is the idea, more so the possibility, of a Naruto Shippuden Clash of Ninja Revolution 4. Now I know a lot of people are saying, what, talk about the possibility of a Naruto game being released, you know, they come out like clockwork. So I will hold you to that. That is true. Naruto games fly out the wazoo. We haven't really been getting so many of them these past couple of years. I think Storm 2, and I think they had like maybe one on the DS. And Ultimate Ninja Impact is coming out at the end of the year. But the games have slowed down in production, which I guess would be a good thing. But it's funny how it slows down for the good games, and yet all the bad games keep rolling out. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. The ones that take like 15 minutes to make. So let's first talk about the situation of Clash of Ninja Revolution 4, and really why it's so odd that Takara Tomy, or Tomy in general, is not going forward with the plan. One of the key signs that after Clash of Ninja Revolution 3 there wouldn't be another Naruto game for quite some time is that in a couple of interviews that were done with some of the testers for the game, well, actually it wasn't the testers, it was people who were promoting the game, demoing the game, like, you know how you go to a booth and they talk about it, was that we're really putting a lot of time into Clash of Ninja Revolution 3, balancing some of the characters, yada 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 yada. And one of the things that I kept stressing is this isn't going to be a Naruto game where, you know, we put one out and then, like, in the span of a year we put out another one. We're taking our time on this one. So that kind of clued in some people to the fact that the game wouldn't be really a yearly update. Well, at least for quite some time they would be taking a small little break from it. And given how they've been cranking out the games yearly, I mean, there hasn't been a year where they haven't, it kind of makes sense for them to take a break. I mean, it's great. I mean, you don't have to be working around the clock, and it also benefits us as the gamers because we already have this great product, Revolution 3, and by them taking their time to fix a lot of the things that were problems in the previous Clash of Ninja games, they can make a better game for us, and I think it'd do better in sales because people won't have to, you know, say, oh man, I should have bought this phone because that one's coming out in like 6 months. You know, it's I call it the Madden effect, where you would release a game yearly, well, in sometimes not even in a year. Ugh, Marvel, oh god. Woo, my throat. Anyway, getting back to the video, where you release a game where really the development schedule is less than a year. It's, in most cases, 6 to 8 months. That's what the Naruto games were. So, based off that fact, if they weren't going to release Clash of Ninja Revolution 4 a year later due to them wanting to take more time on the game or waiting for the anime to catch up on TV, then I can understand that. But it's been actually about almost 2 years and still no word from Tomy if they are making a Clash of Ninja Revolution 4. There's actually been no word from Takara Tomy in Japan if they are putting out like a fucking EX5. I mean, the closest thing that they got to a sequel for EX3, the abysmal EX3, was Get to Ninja Tyson Special. And if you ask any gamer out there, you know, they'll tell you that the game more or less felt like an Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It felt like the update that was rushed out there to fit the market just to add a couple new characters. It didn't really feel like they spent the 6 to 8 months time. Now, I know that you should never spend just 6 to 8 months time working on a video game, but since we're in the realm of the Naruto games, we'll apply it to that fact. It felt like they just took Revolution 3, changed the text to Japanese, added some more characters like Killer Bee and Sage Mode Naruto, and just threw it out there to the masses, and the game really wasn't received that well. People didn't like it. I don't even think it sold that well. I don't really have the sales figures off the top of my head to tell you, but people, the general consumption, that felt like more or less an update to EX3. I know that it was better than EX3, but it still felt kind of, you know, iffy. So, based off of that fact, we've already established that it's been a while since they've done a game. There is obviously a plethora of things that they can adapt from. It's not like they're waiting for the anime or the manga to catch up. They can adapt from that. But really, the main question is, how come they're not releasing the games anymore? You know, is this due to the fact that everybody is complaining about fucking Naruto games coming out, like, every 5 minutes? I don't know, but really, out of all the games that I've heard people complain about, never have I heard them complain so much towards the Clash of Ninja series, because the Clash of Ninja series, in my opinion, is... I prefer it as my go-to Naruto franchise. I mean, I enjoy the Ultimate Ninja series, the Ultimate Ninja games, and then Storm. I like those games, but when it comes down to it, the game that I'm going to rather enjoy playing with my friends would be Clash of Ninja, because the fighting is more balanced, and you have 4 players. You know, there's just more fun for that. If they stop making Ultimate Ninja games, that's perfectly fine with me. I'm not going to be crying. But the fact that they're stopping Clash of Ninja kind of, you know, it sheds a tear, because I know a lot of people who hosted, you know, tournament games, fighting games, where they'd have Tekken, Street Fighter, MVC2, and then even on some occasions they'd have Clash of Ninja Revolution 3. I mean, I know it's not a professional fighter, you know, it's not a tournament fighter, but it was still something that could be considered among the realm of anime games top notch. You get what I'm saying? Something like that. The point of this video is that I would like to see a Clash of Ninja Revolution 4. I think a lot of people would like to, because, you know, the game series is well received, and it can sell enough because the name Naruto alone is guaranteed to attract some people. And if they spend their time on it, and if they add a lot of the material that is incorporated into the anime right now, like, do you know how much of a jump it's going to be from Revolution 3 to Revolution 4? Like, all the characters that they're going to add in. First off, you've got all the people from Sasuke's team, you've got all the other Akatsuki, and then the Raikage, all those people. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Way more than a yearly update. If this is actually going to happen, if they are going to take their time to improve on some of the things, take a lot of the criticism from the fans into account, one of the first things that I would like to see would be an online revamp. I want to see the entire system just redone. You know, do away with all the problems you had in Revolution 3. While it did work, if the person was near to you and you weren't just randomly searching, you actually had their friend code intact and you play with them, just overall the system, for all intents and purposes, was a fail. Good online on the Wii can be done, you know, it just needs a bit more time to be worked into. You know, and that's as far as online is concerned. I would like to see them do that. Another thing that I would like to see would be a revamp to some of the characters, such as the ones who continually have the same combos and movesets from even Clash Ninja 2, 3, and 4. Kiba, Hinata, Shino, all those characters, they have very, very minimal changes in their movesets, and even their specials are the same. You know, Jiraiya, Tsunade, Orochimaru. I'd like to see some sort of just change to their fighting style, because it just does get repetitive. I mean, if you're gonna take all that time to add a fucking another jutsu to Naruto, you could take time to change up Kiba and Hinata. I mean, honestly, I see more people use those people in, like, professional tournaments than they would use Naruto. You know, that's just my personal opinion. So some rebalancing to those people with additional movesets would be greatly appreciated. In addition to, honestly, just a better told story. I mean, I'm kind of getting tired of the cutout cutscenes. I mean, Revolution 3 had it down right. They were actually going more towards an actual story perspective where the characters talk and it's not just summed up through text. That was great. So if they can expand on that, go into that, that'd be awesome. And if they can include Japanese voices, I mean, not personally for me, because I don't particularly care that much when I'm playing a fighting game to hear their voices. I mean, if it's an RPG and you have to listen to the dialogue, then hell yeah, put in them Japanese voices. But when it's a fighting game, you're most likely going to be concentrated on fighting your opponent as opposed to hearing what the hell's coming out of their mouths. Like if it's ching chong chong, or if it's whatever language it is, it shouldn't matter as much as the fighting system. But Japanese voices would be a great addition. Oh, it's hilarious actually seeing some of the people rage like, oh my fucking god, I can't stand Naruto's English voice. As far as platform is concerned, Well, that's really up in the air because there are currently 3 platforms where a new Clash of Ninja game could be released. Number 1 could be the existing Nintendo Wii. Everybody has a Wii, so releasing a Naruto game on it wouldn't be too much of a hassle. They already have the engine, and if they're spending this much time working on it, then it shouldn't be too much of a problem for them. Number 2, they could be waiting off till the Wii U is released for them to release a proper Naruto game for the first time in HD. I would actually be looking forward to that. If they were going to do a Naruto game in HD, like they bring in a brand new engine, they render the graphics as good as Storm 2, like I would enjoy that greatly. And the third possibility, which I think a lot more people would enjoy them do if they aren't going forward with Clash of Ninja Revolution 4, would be a game on the 3DS. I mean, you already have a good enough graphics. You already have good enough graphics for them to pull off good character models and for them to pull off good jutsus, and you've got the fucking 3D support, so that's obviously going to sell in the minds of Naruto fans to see the Rasengan or the Rasen Shuriken or, you know, whatever fucking move Sasuke does next in 3D. I mean, it's just simple logic. 3D plus shit on screen equals jizz. Post your comments and video responses below on if you would like to see a Clash of Ninja Revolution 4. I personally would. I'm anticipating if they ever go forward with it. And if they don't, well, it looks like I'll be chilling around with Revolution 3 and GNT4 for the next couple years. So I'm going to thank you for watching this video. I'm GS signing out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.